So right before I get started with the review, I would like to thank everybody who's been coming through on the channel, been chopping it up with your boy in the comment section. I try my best to make sure I get everybody back. I mean, my channel's still small, so it's not like it's a hard thing to do. But I love hitting you guys up and commenting and giving feedback, man. So make sure you guys keep that up, man. I love the gaming talk. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get a review of City of Brass.
You know how much I love that Nintendo Switch!
What is going on, gamers? It is your boy QKG, and welcome to the Quit Knows Games channel, where you're going to find a really unorthodox way, not even unorthodox, just a very simple way to actually review games. I try my best to have fun with it. I do not write a script. I try not to do that crap. I want to make sure I give you guys everything off the top of the dome and exactly how I feel about this game, because that's what's important. So we're going to be covering City of Brass on the Nintendo Switch, and to be 100% honest, I had no idea what this game was until I actually clicked on the game and saw screenshots. I was like, oh, this game actually looks interesting. And then I read up, come to find out it's made from the senior developers from BioShock, which is a game that I really enjoyed, man. So just at first glance, man, how I saw how the game was set up, it literally is set up exactly like BioShock 1. I remember seeing that arrow at the top of the screen. There are really no guns in the game. It's based on kind of like this Persian style, where it gives me a lot of Prince of Persia feels in a way. It's a very fast-paced game. Your character's constantly running. You're mainly equipped with a whip and sword. Some areas or certain characters that you're going to unlock in the future might have a spear. You might end up unlocking that freaking fire god dude or whatever. So the game has a progression system. So just to give you a fair warning, this game really does not have save points. This game is meant to be designed to finish in one go. If you are familiar with Dead Cells or any of those other games where a lot of things are procedurally generated, this is one of those games. So each time you start over or go into another level, it's not going to be the same from when you started. You're going to run into different enemies, different obstacles, different traps. There will be different power-ups throughout the game. So everything is procedurally generated, so it's not just a one-shot linear experience. One thing that's really interesting is that everything is either going to be set to a timer, to where you have to complete the level in a certain amount of time while avoiding traps and avoiding or killing certain enemies, or it might be locked by a mini boss that you're going to end up having to fight, which is pretty cool because it gives you different options. So when you actually look at the game's options, you have the point where you can turn off the timer, or you can add certain things to make the experience either easier or more difficult. It lets you develop it actually lets you tackle the game in the way that you want to tackle the game. So I thought that was a very nice touch. At first I thought the gameplay was kind of clunky, kind of felt a little slower paced, but as I got eased into things, I got into learning the game, I was like, okay, this is actually a lot more fast paced than I thought. Enemy types, between like the weird screaming dude that has no arms or just regular enemies either shooting stuff at you or charging you, it keeps you on your toes. It gives you a lot to actually think about. So when it comes down to City of Brass being a procedurally generated, pretty much BioShock type of game, it's a game that I've really been enjoying. And for $20 on the eShop, I can't lie, man. Like, this game seems reasonably priced. It seems like there's a lot of content. It seems like the devs wanted to make a great game. You can really tell just what the devs have in mind whenever they're developing the game. You can see whether it's profit that's in mind or whether it's let's create something different, something gamers have never experienced. Honestly, when it comes to this style of game, sure, it's in the BioShock style, but I haven't really played a game like this before. I have played like the Prince of Persia series, where you're going through where there's like a bunch of different traps and you have to fight your enemies, but it just gives me those feels for some reason, man. So I did mention power-ups in the beginning. This game doesn't really tell you what the power-ups are until you actually buy them, which gives the player this type of gambling aspect to let me buy this, because throughout the game, treasure is literally everywhere. So you have to make sure you pick up as much treasure as possible. There are no health packs. You actually have to go and buy your health at the different like terminals where it's going to be a god, and he's going to have either a health power up, he's going to have a weapon power up. You can actually equip different swords throughout the game, but of course you have to buy everything. So make sure when you're going through these levels, make sure you're getting as much treasure as you can, taking out as many enemies as you can. Make sure you're paying attention to certain playstyles of enemies, because I'm not going to lie, when I first played this game, I didn't complete the first level until at least like 2 hours. Like, it took that long for me just to get used to everything, because I would either learn this enemy, run into a trap. I would either learn this trap, not think about this enemy. So it was a lot of different things, and over time, it has a learning curve to it. So you're actually going to get accustomed more to, oh, this trap can be triggered by me just stepping forward and backing up, and then I can just run straight through it. Or the sand thing shooting out, they, of course, have a timer. So you have to make sure you hit it at a certain time and walk past them so you don't get blasted. So when it comes down to the game's learning curve, it's going to take a little bit of time, but once you actually get it going, you're going to be doing really well throughout the game, and everything's just going to go at a really smooth pace. That's one thing I really enjoyed about this game. Now, I'm not going to lie, this game can get a little difficult, and I'm not really a big fan of procedurally generated areas to where there really aren't many checkpoints unless you complete the entire level. But like I said, you go into the settings, you can actually increase your HP, or you can actually take away the timer. You can take away certain things to actually make the game easier for you. So if people are really having a hard time playing this game, they can ease certain things. So me, I took the timer off for right now just to explore some different things. But a little bit later on down the line, I want to make sure I incorporate that timer just to see how fast I can complete certain levels. So that's a really nice touch. I'm glad they thought about that. And also, the game has a lot of different characters that you can choose from, actually. So you can be a straight savage in this game and just burn through the entire game with one character, but there is a progression system. So at certain levels, you will unlock certain characters. So after you complete the game, you can try it out with a different character, or try it out with some different settings. Either which way it goes, it's going to be able to help you merge and mold your own experience through this game. And not a lot of devs do think about that at certain times. Sometimes they just mold a game a certain way, and hopefully gamers will attract to it. But this game gave you a lot of different options. There's a lot of different variables within the game. So, I mean, that's legit, man. Like, what else more can I say? Did I got it? Okay. So with the QKG format, we do have different tiers. We start out all the way at the bottom of what happened, like what really went wrong with this game. Then we have we have needs work, then we have decent, and at the top we got straight fire, El Fuego. So when it comes down to City of Brass and everything that I broke down, if you've noticed, I really haven't said much negatives with the game because I feel like it's really well done. And with the price point being like literally $20, like, come on, man, that's a steal. So when it comes down to City of Brass on Nintendo Switch, especially performance wise, this game is definitely it's definitely fire, bro. Game is straight fire, man. Make sure you pick this game up on the eShop, and it doesn't take up much space either. You don't have to worry about creating a lot of space. It takes like maybe like a gig or two, and that's it. So without further ado, guys, I would like to end this video off by saying this game is just straight fire. Make sure you pick it up on the eShop, and I would love to thank everyone for tuning in to this video. And if you haven't taken the time yet to subscribe to the channel, make sure you do. You'll make sure you get updates whenever I upload. Make sure you hit that bell icon. Of course, everybody's been pushing that crap. And I will be doing a day one review of Modern Combat 5 on the Nintendo Switch, because we don't have a modern shooter on the Switch that especially has multiplayer. So I really want to see what they're going to do with this one. I know a lot of people have been worried about this game, so I will be doing a day one review, because that as well is $20 as well. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. This is your boy QKG, and peace out.